KobraVR is most well known for their VR gun stocks and the innovations they've made in that particular product category. But just because that's their main product line, that hasn't stopped Falandorn from putting his design chops to work in other arenas. This is the KobraVR Strike Putter. It was primarily designed to work with Walkabout Mini Golf, because Walkabout is a really good game and incredibly popular. But the Strike can be used in any golf game.
Yeah!
Most golf club accessories for the Quest do not have any mechanism that allows you to utilize grip-to-putt, which is a popular feature in Walkabout Mini Golf. Grip-to-putt allows you to safely practice your swing through your ball, and then engage the grip button once you're ready to take your shot. But like I said, most golf club attachments don't allow for this, and the very few I know of that do allow for it require you to hold a trigger down while you're taking your shot. The system KobraVR has come up with makes using grip-to-putt as simple as flicking a switch, because that's literally all you have to do. You flip this switch here, and the putter engages the grip button on your controller, and doesn't release it until you disengage the switch. This allows you to concentrate on your swing, rather than having to think about keeping a lever pressed as you take your shot. To use the Kobra Strike in Walkabout Mini Golf, you will need to enable Custom Grip under the Putter tab in the Settings menu. The Kobra Strike works okay with the legacy V1 and V2 profiles from Hello Real. They are not perfect, however, but they do work. As for the Form X V3 profile, yeah, you don't want to use that one with the Strike at all, because the angle is all kinds of wonky. For the very best experience with the Strike in Walkabout Mini Golf, you'll want to do a custom calibration, which took me a little bit to figure out how to do it properly. But once you know how, it's super quick and easy. After pressing the start button, first point your controller out in front of you so your in-game putter is extended straight out with the club head pointing up. This will leave the handle of the strike putter pointing at a kind of awkward upward angle, but that's okay. You then begin the calibration by holding down the grip button on your controller. This will lock the in-game putter in place, and you can move your controller and the strike putter into position. I like to position my left hand on the strike putter handle in roughly the same spot the virtual hand is positioned at on the in-game putter, and then move the controller and the handle of the strike until what I'm seeing in my headset and how I'm holding the putter line up and feels right. An important part of this is making sure your controller is pointing straight up, just like the head of the in-game putter. You can then release the grip button and take a few practice swings to see how it feels and if things are looking good. If you find you need a little more adjustment, point the putter straight out in front of you again, press the grip button on your controller, and make any necessary adjustments. Once you're done and have it dialed in, press the trigger on your controller to confirm the calibration, and that's it. Installing a Quest Touch Plus controller in the Strike is as simple as moving these latches out of the way, dropping the controller in, and then flipping the latches back into place. With the controller positioned this way, it puts the infrared LEDs on the face of the controller into full view of the Quest tracking cameras, allowing for better, more precise tracking. When using the controller alone, your hands can block the headset's view of the controller, and when the headset doesn't know where your controller is or what you're doing with it, it can very adversely affect your score. The build quality of the Strike is very reminiscent of KobraVR's gun stocks, utilizing angle aluminum and 3D printed parts. I know some people think of 3D printed parts as not being very durable, but I've been using KobraVR gun stocks for several years now, and in the past couple months that I've been using this Strike, I have clunked it into things while taking shots, and so far, just like KobraVR's gun stocks, it has held up great. While the Strike doesn't utilize a real golf grip like many other putter attachments do, the diameter of the handle is close enough where it doesn't detract from the overall experience, in my opinion. And the foam rubber padding they use on their handle feels quite nice in the hands. When I first started playing Walkabout Mini Golf, I just used a controller, and that was good enough for me. When Falandorn reached out, however, and asked if I'd like to try his putter handle, I figured I'd give it a try and see what I thought. I'm not gonna lie, it took me several play sessions to adjust to using the strike. Hitting the ball with it was great, but switching back and forth from holding the controller to move around to then holding the putter handle to take my shots felt pretty awkward and clunky at first. On the flip side, I very quickly found that using the strike gave me better rotational control of my shots than just using the controller alone. So my percentage of shanked shots got a lot better. Not to mention, holding and using a golf club attachment like this just makes things feel much more realistic. As for it feeling a bit clunky going back and forth from the club handle to the controller, as I've continued using the strike, I've gotten used to that and it's become second nature now. The improved control and increased immersion the strike provides has kept me using it. And as of right now, I don't plan on ever going back to just using a controller again. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your interest level in the strike is? And what changes, if anything, would you make if you were the designer? The comment section is ready and waiting. If you're interested in purchasing a Kobra Strike, I've linked KobraVR Store in the video description where you can check out pricing and availability. And if you'd like to learn more about KobraVR's gun stocks, then you want to check out this playlist right up here.
Come on, do it. You know you want to.
Subscribe!